Welcome to meditation practice. This practice is called heart math practice. It draws on many traditions, similar practices all over the world. But let's teach this technique of heart math, which is about heart breathing to create coherence. And I find like anytime there's a hook or anxiety that comes in or dysregulation, if I just focus on my heart and do heart breathing, it brings my heart rhythms, my prefrontal cortex back in line, really connects my heart to my head. And then also, if we're able to practice what we call naming, describing any energetic state that we kind of feel stuck in, we just name it and describe it. And then we ask our body, our mind to think of the alternate state, because we know that emotions, there's depleting emotions and there's uplifting emotions. And we know that depleting emotions and uplifting emotions have very different impacts on our nervous system, on our health, and on our mental emotional well-being. So no emotion is bad, but if we experience a lot of depleting emotions for longer periods of time and don't bounce back, it has a detrimental effect on ourselves and our ability to communicate and listen and feel well. And so I'm going to teach you these two foundational practices that are really helpful. And my ask is, after you learn them, that you teach someone in your family, a colleague, or someone who's not able to access these teachings in other ways. So let's get started. Sit tall. So find a place where you can sit tall, where you can create this integrity in your spine, a lift from tailbone through crown. You may notice that if you make sure you're in a seated position, you scoot to the chair, the edge of the chair, and you press your feet firmly on the earth, about knees or hip distance apart. You relax your toes, but by engaging the feet, by engaging, hugging slightly the thigh muscles in towards the thigh bones, connecting to the earth, it allows a lifting in the spine, allows the shoulders to lift up and draw back down, length through the crown. Since learning neuroscience, I've really incorporated micro relaxation into the practice. So just take 2 deep breaths and maybe a sigh or yawn. Or maybe just a yawn. Good. Taking a breath in. And then a sigh or yawn. Good. Allowing yourself to bring in that state of relaxation. Good. Hands can go over the heart. I suggest for this practice, one hand over the heart, maybe one over the belly, or one on your thigh. Good. Now let your mind drop down into your heart. And just let your awareness, your mind, focus on the heart realm. When your body breathes in, feel the heart expand and open, allowing universal energy, allowing chi, oxygen, to pour into the center. Allow it to fill the heart and the back heart. When you need to, don't pull the breath, just allow it to come in. And when it hits that wall, just let it release out, breathing out. And when we breathe out, we're not only letting go of tension around the heart, we're also absorbing, right? It's interesting. We're keeping the good and letting go of what we don't need. Breathing in, allowing the heart to open and expand. Good. And then breathing out. Emptying any stress that you might be feeling, and also being aware that you're absorbing kind of good energy for the heart. Inhale, reaching in into the heart, expanding it, connecting it. I like to connect it to a nature source or a positive image. I find that really deepens the practice. And then coming back into the heart, softening and letting go. Tongue can rest right behind the front 2 teeth at the gum line, jaw relaxed. Releasing any clenching muscles. Good deep breath in. Releasing out, softening, letting go, absorbing. Good. Creating this equanimity, this balance when the heart rhythms are balanced. When our heart is balanced, all the other chakras, if you study the yoga tradition, but even the brain rhythms come into a coherent state, a balanced, calm state that allows us to feel, think from our highest kind of reflection point. Let's do 2 more, creating this coherent state within us. And noticing little sounds that might pull you out, little triggers, and then you just simply notice, you take notice, and you come back. So sometimes practicing meditation in the beginning in a very quiet space is helpful, but as you advance, you practice doing these practices in an environment that is more distracting. Gives your mind more practice to have to continue to pull in your energy back to yourself, calling back to yourself right now. Now keep your hand on your heart, hold the energy right here. Now just look inside and notice what we call name and describe any feeling state, any depleting emotions that you might be experiencing. So if you're experiencing anxiety or tiredness or frustration or concern, you simply just say, I notice I'm feeling agitation in my body right now. The language is extremely important rather than I am this. It's like I notice I'm feeling the state of agitation or fear, worry. I notice I'm feeling shame or tiredness, crabbiness. And once you notice it, we practice naming, describing it. Then we think about what is the opposite of that emotion. So right now, I want you to bring to mind, what would the opposite state of anxiety be? Calmness and ease. What would the opposite of depression be for you? Contentment and energized. So choose whatever is the opposite of that depleting emotion, replace it with an uplifting emotion that your spirit is calling for. Now put that intention like a filter into the heart center. And then we'll do the same technique of heart breathing, breathing into the heart, but this time we're coloring that heart breath with our intention. You can mentally repeat the words. So I'm going to work with calm, ease, and really a feeling of like being loved and safe. So that might be too much for some of you, but whatever it is, every time the heart opens up, connect to an image or a feeling state or a word that replaces that depleting emotion that you might have. I'm feeling and connecting to an image that represents love and ease. Opening my heart and kind of alchemizing, harmonizing with that. And then on the exhale, I'm releasing and absorbing, emptying and soaking it into your bones, soaking it into the heart. Practicing with this attitude breathing technique. Breathing in this feeling of calm and ease, whatever word choice you choose. Still focused on the heart, expanding out, connecting to this attitude that you're choosing. We know that these practices can influence our genetic expression in a positive way. Good. Inhaling, reaching out, connecting your heart. Harmonizing within, bringing that back in, really sending it in. 2 times more. Expanding the heart, connecting to that uplifting emotion. Mentally repeat it or feel it. You might picture a big, beautiful oak tree or the ocean to represent. Coming back in. Now, settle in. The last part of the technique is to harmonize with others. So you can start by just bringing in your awareness to one person, or perhaps your family, or you feel some disharmony with, right? Or perhaps someone on your team. It's up to you. And I want you just for 5 breaths only think about, again, what is the emotional state, the negative emotional state between you all that you notice? I notice there's a sense of push-pull between us. I notice that there's a sense of fear and nervousness, right? You just name and describe it without judgment and not getting hooked by the naming and describing. Switch over now. And what do you most want? What would be most healing for you and the other? And so perhaps it's ease, calmness. We want our relationships to be relationships that create co-regulation instead of dysregulation, that they help us come back into a state of ease and harmony. So you want to have a sense of your heart connected to their heart. Just simply feeling your heart connected to their heart. And simply when we breathe out, we replace that negative state that we have often felt. It's a habit with an intention and a desire, and we literally sow the intention of harmony and ease. Perhaps softness between you two. A feeling of relaxation, support, whatever it is, you know what it needs to be. And you're just doing the practice. That's it. From your heart to theirs, from their heart to yours, just feeling this coherence. Feeling both of your hearts expanding towards one another. And the simple medicine between you two is an intention for ease, an intention for softness. And see and feel literally the joy that you will have when this feeling state within becomes reality. See and feel the joy in the other as they experience the support, softness, feeling of being mutually accepted. And we can just add a loving kindness. Just may we feel at ease. May we feel accepted. May we feel appreciated. May we be kind. May we be compassionate. May we be happy. Might say that one a couple more times. May we be happy. May we work together and communicate together with respect, kindness. May we uplift one another, be stronger because of one another. And any last coherence practice you want to add, any last statements that you're creating in this intentional connection of your heart to theirs. You're just feeling it go out into the field, we call it. And then if you want, you can stop here, or you can extend this out to all our relations around the globe right now. So thinking about all beings, all people, regardless of race, ethnicity, cultural upbringing. You can imagine the whole world and all of our hearts connected. And sending out just a few rounds, these intentions of ease and softness, of compassion, understanding. Visualizing our communities communicating with love, listening. And then we release the technique. So take one deep breath in, filling that back heart up. Big sigh. One more breath in. Big sigh. Good. And then just tap on your heart just a little bit. And congratulate yourself for the practice. Good. And then hands to the heart, and you just simply bow to yourself, bow to the people and the energies that you use. So if you use trees or nature sources, give appreciation. Give appreciation to the person or people you chose, as well as to our global family. All right. So thank you for practicing. I look forward to hearing how this goes for you. Namaste.